Oh, hello everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Tessa-Marie show. This is Tessa-Marie. I have a mission, and my mission is to help you live a fulfilled life. So in order for me to help you live a fulfilled life, I want to take you through the journey with me. And that journey is through the pillars of prosperity. The 5 pillars of prosperity. This is where we are always going to be. That's how I will take you on your journey to live a fulfilled life. The 5 pillars of prosperity are the emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, and financial. These 5 pillars are what's going to help you live a fulfilled life. I have been using them for the past 40 years, and I know what they can do for you. So tonight, I'm introducing the series for this week, which is the 5 pillars of prosperity and you. That is amazing. If you embrace those 5 pillars, you will always be successful. The 5 pillars of prosperity, implementing them into your life, it's like somebody has given you a new script for your life, a new life script. You know, like when a director gives an actor a script, they have to get into the place. They have to become that character. Well, the 5 pillars of prosperity, once you start to immerse yourself in them and embrace them as your guide, you will notice it's like somebody has just said to you, here is your life script for you to go on and succeed. It's a script. It is your story. Live it. You are the actor. You're the one that's going to give the best performance, but you're using the 5 pillars of prosperity as your guide. So come on the journey with me. I will take you where I have been, and I will take you to the places that I stopped by to be watered, to be fed by the 5 pillars of prosperity. Those 5 pillars are powerful. As you know, they're like the fingers of your hand. One is not stronger than the other. They require that grip on life to be successful. And this is why when you embrace those 5 pillars, you will notice a change in your life. People are going to remark to you, oh my goodness, what has happened to you? Your features will change. You will look younger. You will behave younger. You will be happier. You will have what the French calls joie de vivre about life. You will enjoy the very essence of life itself. This is why others will see it. When they see that the 5 pillars are really, they don't know what it is, right? I call it your vitamin for the day, your vitamin for life. It is a script that you follow. And that vitamin is the powerful vitamin. It energizes you. It makes you almost like a superpower. Not a fictional one. You actually think, you believe, and you feel like a superpower. You know you can. You believe you can. You might have a little bit of fear, but that fear is not going to be the crippling fear. Those 5 pillars, once you embrace them, is going to give you a little bit of excitement. You will have that tinkling feeling. You will know, yes, you can. People will stop you and they will say to you, what are you taking? I want what you are having. I want what you have. What are you drinking? What tonic? You look better. You behave differently. You seem amazing. And like life is not giving you any headaches. This is what somebody said to me. I want what you have, because life is not going to give you any headaches. And I said to her, you can have it, because you must embrace the 5 pillars of prosperity. If you embrace the 5 pillars of prosperity and you make them your guide to live a fulfilled life, you have it all. You have to stay within that. You have to understand that. And as you guys know, Monday night is the night for the pillar of emotional prosperity. That is a wallop of a prosperity. That is one of them that you just cannot go wrong with it. Once you get your emotional prosperity where it should be, that is when you will notice the smiles are coming your way. What is it that you are taking? They will say to you. When somebody says, hello, how are you? You're going to say, I am wonderful. It will never occur to you to tell them of the broken ankle that is in the cast that you're dragging. You will never even think it is a problem. Once your emotional prosperity is on point and you have embraced it and decide to use it as part of your life, you will notice that you are thinking differently. You know that. You will actually feel it. All of your senses will be fine-tuned. Because now you are a different human being. You have that feeling. You got a new life script. You got your vitamin for the day. Your life is at a different level. Your energy is higher. Emotionally, you are solid as a rock. You will glide through life. You are flowing like water. When your emotional prosperity is in point, and it's really on the point of success, one of the things you're going to be is more relaxed. You'll be calmer. You will be more in tune with the environment and everything about you. You will notice that you're embracing life and your love life is going to be stimulated. You will see love in everything. You will see love in people. You will see the love that is coming from them flowing to others, and you will want to be like that, but you know how great it is to feel that. You will observe it before they observe it. When you have embraced the pillars of prosperity, things become clearer. You will never be out of focus with your emotional pillar when you start practicing the belief. You're going to understand to let others be. You have to understand that their road, their journey is theirs. You can be supportive, but you cannot take on the responsibility of creating a journey for them. So the pillar of emotional prosperity and you, and those 5 pillars put together is what will give you that life you're craving. You have to implement them. You have to embrace them. Put them in your life. And let your emotional prosperity succeed. Push it. Tell it to get better. Look at it from a different point of view. Because once you start using it and making sure you are staying on point with it, and you cannot change certain things and you have to leave them aside, you must leave the bundle after you cross the river on one side of the river and push your back, shoulders back, chest forward, and go on the journey. Emotional prosperity, we want that is in tune. This is the one from Monday night. It's going to make you feel like you are lighter. You will you'll choose how you react to information that you receive. You will choose how you interact with others. You will choose how you feel about others. You will actually make a conscious choice to raise your level this much higher, so that when the rough roads and the rough emotional beings come your way, you'll be able to stand aside and let them pass. You won't let somebody's roar and they're yelling and they're shouting and they're screaming affect you to follow them. If you embrace your emotional prosperity and you work on it and you realize, no, that's going down the rabbit hole and there is only one way out, and this roaring and fighting and pushing has blocked the exit, which is also the entrance. So once you go in, you're trapped in that emotional mess. This is why you have to find that level of emotional prosperity you can manage. Get yourself, know when you see it. Know when you're feeling that I'm more relaxed. That's when it has given you that 180 spin around. You take a big change. You are no longer who you were. That calmness, it starts almost from the tip of your toes and it climbs to your head and it saturates your entire being. It's truly like a tonic. It's truly like a vitamin. It's truly like something that was written for you to follow. Balance your emotional. Balance it when it is at 180% and more higher, you will look at things and you will see them for what they are. You won't see them as destructive things that will come and cut you down. You will detach yourself from them and you will let them have their way. You will let them do what they are supposed to do. That's what you do when your emotional prosperity is at its highest. You're going to say to item, you behave. Situation, you stay away. Person yelling and shouting and screaming at you, you will tell them you have to be calm. You might not say those words, but what you will find yourself doing is mentally sending that message: calm, peace, relax, take it easy. Because you have found yourself on that level. You have pushed yourself so high that now you're sitting up there. You are looking down at the emotional mess that others create, and you know for sure that I cannot go there again. I cannot go back to that level again. I have raised my level. My energy is higher. I have shifted my paradigm. I have moved it into another realm. And that is the beginning of others looking at you and saying to you, I want what you have. You become calmer, more respectful of others. You become more diligent, more focused. Your mind is now in tune with you and your environment and your purpose and your reason. Emotionally, you are not going to be shaken by the attitudes of others. No way. The attitude of others will be something to observe. Like you're looking at something happening outside, and then you close the window and you move back in. That's how it will affect you. And that is the time those that are almost in tune with you will say to you, but how come you're like that? I don't remember you being like that. You always fired off and got angry at the least little bit of provocation. And now you seem calm. You have an aura that is coming out of you. You're smiling. And you seem to be more in tune to let others be who they want to be. Your friends and family and your lovers will feel that energy also. Emotionally, you have no time for the ruckus that is happening around you. You will be able to treat that ruckus as a ruckus and say to it, you be calm, be still. I am not coming down this rabbit hole with a wander in, wander out, and with your ruckus you have blocked it already. So I get in there with you, I am not coming out. Meaning, if you follow that person in that attitude of emotional wreck, you will not be able to get out of that emotional wreck for a long time. So do not worry yourself about that. Stay in the zone of making yourself be who you are. It does not matter. It does not matter. When I come to talk to you and to offer you this, I come because I know it is important for us to live a fulfilled life. It is important for us to have the desires of our hearts fulfilled. It is important for us to see life a little clearer for ourselves, only for ourselves. Sometimes it is a lot more difficult for others to step in and to tell you what you should do. And that is the time, if you're calm enough, they will dare not do it. They look at you and they'll say, no, she doesn't need anything from me. I can see that she is looking at her emotional health a lot better. She does not need me to remind her of the pitfalls of who she was, who she has been, how she behaved. And when they do dare to tell you all of that, you have to say, that was my past. My present is different. Your emotional prosperity will make you so much more calmer. Is that what I like the most? Is that you seem calmer, you'll be more in tune, you're more relaxed, you have a joy, you have a feeling, it's almost like something is coming and when it gets to you, it bounces back. But what I like the most is the people when they meet you that ask you, what are you on? What are you taking? What are you drinking? What is feeding you? Why are you like this? There's a whole heap of questions. And you know what is remarkable? Unless you are aware that it is the pillars of prosperity you're working with, you won't have an answer. If you have been practicing living with the pillars of prosperity as your guide, as your new life script, then you will know. But if you have embraced it because you saw it from somebody and you mimicked it and you talked to them and you got the essence of it, it will put you so far up that you might not be able to find the words to say, well, no, I accept everybody for being who they are. You see what I mean? You have a longer explanation. I let people be themselves. I choose who I talk to, who I engage with, how I engage with people. You see what I mean? Or you can say, just follow the 5 pillars of prosperity and name them one by one and explain to them one is not more powerful than the other. That emotional is not more powerful than mental, neither is mental more powerful than physical, neither is physical more powerful than financial, neither financial is more powerful than spiritual. They're not. But as a team, they are a force to contend with. As a team, they're impenetrable. You cannot penetrate them. When somebody has harnessed them, lived their life by them, and you are fulfilled by them, you are unbreakable. Nobody can come and force you apart. I will give you an example. It doesn't match, but that's a good one. As you know, there's a lot of us in my family. 9 kids and my parents. We're not even going to count those they adopted because they wanted to adopt the adopted people's kids and help them out. And I don't know what we were doing. I guess we weren't getting along. We're quite young, I remember. My dad sat on the counter in the grocery store, one of the counters. I think it was the part closest to the bar. And he took 11 lead pencils from the dry goods area, the HB pencils. He took some rope. I remember that, twine. And he wrapped 11 pencils together really tight. And they were really, like really tight. And he tossed it at my eldest brothers and said, break it. And they held it. They couldn't break it. And because of how he wrapped it too, And then he gave it to me, and of course, I'm skinny like a rake. I could break first before, my hands would break before this package of pencils broke. And of course it went down. And none of us could break it. He took his time. He untied the rope. And he gave each of us a pencil by itself until we snapped it. And his lesson was, together, 11 of us together, nobody can break us. But if each of you stand alone, you are breakable. And that's what the 5 pillars are. If those 5 pillars are standing alone, they're weak, they will break, they will crash, and you are going with them. That's the lesson my father taught us. He said, if you guys stay together as a team, nobody can fracture you. Nobody can penetrate you guys. And it's true. You do not want to be with us when we're together. My husband said to me, it takes a very strong spouse to be married to a Shillingford. Because you guys, the way you guys are, it takes somebody that is not trying to find themselves to come and expect to find themselves amongst you guys. They will get lost first. And that's what happens to the pillar. If your 5 pillars are strong, you cannot be broken. Nobody will smash into them. Nobody will trip them. Because emotion will carry financial. Financial will carry spiritual. Spiritual will take on mental. Mental will take on physical. And they will stick together like glue. So this is what you have to remember. Your pillars have to be strong. Make sure your emotional pillar of prosperity is strong by keeping it healthy. Emotionally, train yourself. Train yourself in the morning how you're going to behave emotionally. Things are going to come at you emotionally. People are going to try to split you. But if you embrace it, it's the 5 pillars of prosperity and you. It's you. They are yours. Grab them, wrap them tight, feed them. Laugh. Please laugh. And when it's time to cry, cry. But when it's time to dance, man, dance. Dance like King David danced. Dance like nobody else can dance. And when somebody steps on your toe, tell them to get off. If you keep that human being pressing on your toe, guess what? Today is a toe, tomorrow is your whole foot. The next time they'll press your head into your neck. So when you are embracing the pillar of prosperity, you are not weak. You cannot let people abuse you. You don't let people insult you and turn the other cheek continuously. You won't have a cheek left to chew. There is a time you have to say enough is enough. If somebody is wrecking your pillar of emotional prosperity, it's yours. It belongs to you. It's your emotion. It doesn't belong to them. This morning we talk about the tree of life. And I said you are a tree of life. Do not give somebody else the shares and tell them to shape you. You have to shape your own tree. So you have to shape your emotional prosperity yourself. If somebody is telling you nasty things about yourself and it's making you feel terrible, why are you taking it? Why don't you say enough is enough? Why don't you stop them? The minute somebody does it the first time and you say nothing, silence gives consent. Silence gives consent for them to do it one more time and another time. Each time they do it is easier, just like this. Each time you do a live, it becomes easier. Each time you do a sit-up, it becomes easier. Each time you stand on both legs, it becomes easier. Each time you walk or run a mile, it becomes easier. So it's the same thing, see? Each time they press on you, they stomp on you, they make you feel less than you are, and you do not tell them to stop it, or you do not make an arrangement to make sure they stop it, they will do it again and again and again. And eventually you are emotionally wrecked. They are still a bully. They have gone down the rabbit hole. They have the attitude to work among rocks and garbage and debris. But you are not made like this. But you have one thing for sure. And that one thing is your emotional prosperity, which is yours to guard, to take care of, to grow, to live nice with. So it will come in all ways. And if you shift them out of it and you get them out of it and you cut them at the knees and say, stop it. Stop it. I'm not going to tolerate it. No, anybody who loves you and they love you and emotionally they're destroying you, they don't love you. They love to destroy you, but they do not love you. They love to see you less than you are, but they do not love you. Love has no pressure. Love is something when you give it, you are given whole and entire. So if somebody, when women say to me, but Tessa-Marie, he really loves me. If you guys know I have a temper, right? If you could see how much red I see. And already I love to wear red. So by the time they're finished with that he really loves me. He just has a temper. Hell with his temper. And that's why there is Hamlet and Shakespeare and boiled oil and that's poured in people's ear. Don't do that. But I digress. The thing is, when somebody is destroying you emotionally, you have to be able to recognize it and say no. Like I gave you the example of my dad and the lead pencils. one pillar is standing by itself, it's easy for the crowd to attack. 5 pillars hugging each other together cannot be broken by the crowd. It cannot be penetrated. They have locked arms together. So you do not let your pillars weaken, but your emotional prosperity tonight is the thing. Recognize what it is, where it is. Do what you must do to bring it up. Speak your truth. Do not let others control you. Do not give them the shares to prune your tree. You are not. They are not responsible for the shape of you. You are. Love yourself. Dance a little. And if you cannot dance, sit it out. Just sit it out. Sit it out or dance. You cannot sit it out, just dance. And never feel that you are too small, too big to stand before the mountain. And when you do not know what to do, take a break and give the heavens above a fighting chance. This is what you have to do. When you look at the ocean, never feel that ocean is not there for you too. But you have to make a choice. Do not leave yourself open to be ridiculed and to be oppressed by others. They change all of that. It is no longer okay to be dominated by other human beings. That too has passed. So if you're being emotionally tackled like a football player, then you have a choice. You either get bigger, you go train, you develop some muscles, or you quit playing football with that person. Choice. Which one are you going to take? So, sending you light and joy. I hope I stimulated you enough to make you realize you are worthy of more. And this is your emotional prosperity night. Let people ask you what happened to you. Not because you're mentally sitting in a corner and crying, but what happened to you? What did you take? How come you look more beautiful than you were 10 years ago? How come you are smiling? How come that aura around you is so stimulating and the essence of you is just so, it's beautiful. Your fragrance is intoxicating, yet you wear no perfume. That's what happens when you have the pillars working for you. Sending you light.